Hi Libra, I hope you guys are doing great today. This is going to be a general reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the first 2 weeks of December, with a focus on the full moon in Gemini, equaling a new cycle for us on December 12th. This moon is exactly opposes the Sagittarius Sun. They are right across the street from each other. And this energy is about finding the balance between our logical mind, which is Gemini, and a greater quest for meaning and experiences and things that we want for ourselves beyond where we are right now. This is a time, this full moon is about culmination, guys. Culmination of those new moon wishes that we made come into fruition. It's an emotional time, definitely for romance, relationship-based things. Also a time of birthing some new ideas. So really good stuff. There's a definitive sense of emotions bustling to the top, and we really are going to be feeling the need to express ourselves. Just know that not everything is going to make complete sense to you or be completely rational just now, and that's okay. Just let that go. Because the thing is here, while the full moon is square Neptune, occurring when Mars forms this trine to Neptune, it's going to be giving us this very kind of creative, visionary, and intuitive energy to everybody. Venus is going to be kind of stuck between Saturn and Pluto. And Saturn is the great taskmaster, and Pluto is about releasing core truth. So Saturn is really pushing Venus, right? Trying to level her up, right? With Pluto to really look at any sort of false truths she's been telling herself, things that she needs to let go, what's real, what's not, what needs to stay with her, what needs to go. And anything Venusian is really going to be kind of getting stripped away. And this has to do with relationships. And it also has to do with our relationship with money. Okay, so we're all going to be feeling it, definitely. This is going to be leveling all of us up to a better place if we allow it. But definitely for the mutable signs. If you have a mutable sign in a personal planet, and at points at approximately like 16 to 24 degrees, guys, definitely pay attention to that. So the mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And even though you guys are a cardinal sign, you guys are Libra, most chances are you have one of these mutable signs in one of your other placements. So it's good to know your chart and, you know, check that out for sure. So what is already with you? Libra, I really like this crowning energy for you, especially because of what we got with that last reading for you. Yeah. It's like, you know what this is this is the kind of energy where, you know, like you're running around your house looking for your glasses and they end up being on the top of your head. They were there the whole time. This is about really understanding you actually have what you need right inside of you. And some of you may not really like that, right? Because it's a lot more wonderful to imagine that there's something yet to find, right? But, you know, of course, there's this unlimited creative potential there and always something more that can be, right? But in this energy, it's important for you to know that you already have what you need for now. It doesn't mean it's the end of the story. But what you're being asked right now is to not hyper-focus on the end point of this fantasy that you might be creating in your head, okay? Like that the perfect solution lies somewhere in the future. You really don't want to do that. Instead, this energy asks you to acknowledge the fact that everything necessary for your success is with you right now. All you need to do is accept this and act with what's available to you now, one day at a time. And this is really good news, I think. This particular chapter is going to have an ending. It's going to have a happy ending, though, for you. It really is. And that ending is going to become real for you just as soon as you stop trying to skip forward to the next chapter. Better to be completely present in the here and now. And that next phase is naturally going to happen. You know? And you might feel that all you have right now is small and simple. You don't have a lot to work with to move into this next cycle of your life or to actually move your life forward at all. You know? But understand that that's such a subjective perspective, because however small, it's enough to get the ball rolling. So don't make the mistake of believing that what you need is behind you or it lies with somebody else or has yet to appear. Because you have all that you need to take the next step in your life, and from that, everything else is just going to happen for you. And there's something really cool about that, you know? It's like a small pleasure at first, right? But one from which greater pleasures can kind of unfurl forward. So just really pay attention to what's going on in your day-to-day. This really does ask you to really take it one day at a time. You don't need an entire army of resources to move ahead. Although you may find that when you do move, even in these little baby steps, many resources are suddenly going to become apparent to you. It's kind of like what I told you in the last reading. You know, all that you need in this moment is just one sweet act of nourishment. That's enough to take you out of backwards nostalgia or regret. And that's necessary for you guys. And forward into what's awaiting you right now. So you be brave, dig deep within, stay in the moment, and just enjoy the surrender of it. And just understand little baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. You have what you need. But the process is just going to be you needing to just move forward one step at a time, you know? One thing at a time. This is really hard when we want to make changes for ourselves and we envision ourselves there, but we just don't know how to get across the street or across the river. It just seems to be so much traffic and congestion from one space to the next, so much to have to deal with, right? So this energy just really wants you to, you know, go to day and every day do a little something to move yourself forward into that career that you want, or dare I say, out of the relationship that maybe you feel like is very unhealthy for you, or, you know, whatever it is that you want for yourself. If you're writing a book, you know, write a little bit each day. A little bit each day is the key here. Let's pull a Celtic cross spread. Okay. Let me pull it and then we'll talk about everything. You have the World as your crowning. Nice. Very nice. You have the World as your crowning, and you are feeling very unsettled in your foundation. So, all right, let's talk about this. So, the situation right now, we have the shadow side, which is the devil energy. So, Libra, a lot of you guys might be dealing with a situation where if this has to do with a relationship, your partner has some sort of addiction issue. So this can be to alcohol, drugs, food, shopping, money. It could certainly be very low vibrational thinking, a low vibrational way of acting towards you, where there's it's like an abusive behavior, whether they mean to or not, you know. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you know, everybody kind of, the default is narcissistic personality disorder, and we really shouldn't be labeling anyone, you know, unless they've been diagnosed by a professional, you know, according to the DSM. But I understand that we do these things, right? We put these labels in as a way of trying to frame it in a way that we can all understand and process someone's behavior, right? So a lot of times, though, with the devil energy as well, and we have this like sad, low vibrational thinking, there are almost like borderline tendencies as well, where someone will idealize us one minute and then treat us like shit the next minute, right? Show up with horns, you know, bells and whistles one minute, and then we can't find them the next minute. And, you know, their fear, constant fear of the relationship ending or you going somewhere, and that making them feel very kind of like that they need to possess you and own you, and so there's this overt aggression that goes on. So there are many things like this. The shadow side can mean all of these things, one of them, many of them, but I do feel, Libra, that you are dealing with someone in your life, be it at home, you know, if you're married, be it in your relationship. This could be a family member for sure. This could be a friend who is just really left of center right now. It can definitely be a boss, okay? Now, crossing you here is the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords, you're just really thinking about how you're going to move forward, because the Four of Swords energy is about trying to move forward with a truth of, but it's a truth where you're acknowledging where you've been and everything that's existed up to this point, and you're really trying to figure out a way of taking the lessons and really moving forward into this next phase of your life, because there is a definitive new phase here with the Four of Swords, right? I was saying the typical right away, the Four of Swords energy is that soldier who's come back from war, and before he went off to war, he had the coffin made for his family so that if he were to die while he was in battle, they wouldn't have to purchase or make those arrangements for him to get the coffin. So he comes back from battle and he's alive, and he lays on top of his coffin, so grateful that he made it through what he did make it through, and he's trying to understand how he can now acclimate himself into normal life with the scars of his past, and his hope for the future. And it's this trying to excuse me, my throat chakra's closing. What does that mean? Someone has to communicate here. But this tells me that you're feeling very conflicted about how exactly you should be moving forward with this situation. You're not sure. You have a desire to be there. I feel like there is a desire to be with this person or to be at this job, or to stay connected to this family member or this friend, but they're making it so incredibly challenging for you. And the world doesn't require a whole lot of explanation. This is everything. So crowning you, you have a lot of blessings that are going on, and that's why this is very profound, this oracle. What is already with you. You really do truly have everything that you need. It's just a matter of you sitting quietly and making the right choices for yourself right now, Libra. Like really hardcore. Really figuring out what the right thing is for you. Because to have this energy, the world is about being on the right path, ending up being right with your money, in a space that you feel at home in. You just, where things fall into place, you know what I mean? Fall into place. And there's a beauty in that, And in your foundation, we have the Four of Cups energy. So there's a restlessness here, for sure. And there's your foundation. There's a restlessness in this energy. It's the kind of restlessness where you're frustrated with a person or a situation because, well, you see very clearly all that's necessary for them to do in order to make this situation more comfortable for everyone involved. You just don't see them doing it, and you're not willing to stay in the situation unless they start correcting certain things within themselves, or they start changing the way they're treating you, or they start changing in whatever way is really, really, you find either disturbing, disrespectful, but there's definitely a disappointment. There's a restlessness in it, for sure. It's like, damn it, why can't they just be this way? Or, all they have to do is this. All they have to do is stop drinking. All they have to do is get a job. All they have to do is just be nicer to me. All they have to do is just communicate more, or if it's a career, I just need to be given the opportunities that I was told I was going to have. I just need to be treated with more respect. I'm not disposable, like disposable, like nothing. I'm a person. I need to be treated like that. So it's this idea, but while you're working through this, the Four of Cups energy also does indicate that the person who's feeling this, which I feel is you, is also very actively trying to heal other internal wounds from other past situations and really trying to figure out why you allow yourself to be put in such positions with these people. What's happened in your past that you find being with individuals who are not good for you, or find yourself in situations that are not serving your highest good. What is it from your story that makes you feel comfortable enough to actually engage and stay in a situation like that? And that's under all of that with this energy. And then we have in your past the Knight of Swords reverse. So this indicates to me that you were dealing with some dishonest energy, Libra. Somebody who was just really not, either they were completely lying to you, or there was lying through omission here. And it's a Knight, it's a Court energy, so this could be you, but I'm not feeling that, but I have to say that because this is a general message, and guys, please, general messages, if it's not resonating with you, please don't try to make it fit. Really, I mean, you can listen, and maybe you can grab a seed or two to think about, in other areas of your life, but definitely check your rising sun, your moon sign, and your Venus. But lies here, lies. And the thing is, they were the kind of lies that, Seven of Wands in reverse, this is you in your near future. In reverse, this is you just not having the gumption to defend yourself anymore. You're just not going to have it. I mean, the Seven of Wands in the upright is about defending your land, defending your truth, defending why you want to do something, right? Because wands are will. So this is about you fighting for your logic and what you believe to be true and what you want for yourself. And this is you, and I just see in the future you just being like, you know what? I'm so done with this hamster wheel argument. I'm over it. There's no reasoning with this person or this situation. There's just no reasoning. And you're able to do that, Libra. You know why? Because you're the King of Pentacles. Because this is you now. This is you now. King of Pentacles energy is very powerful. This is about having your money straight. And if money isn't straight, it's going to be straight for you. Believe me, it's going to be. This is a very powerful energy. And Pentacles also means emotional, physical, and mental connection. This is you being very tuned in. You being very tuned in. And I hope it's you tuning in and realizing that realizing what's already inside of you. You're so much more powerful than you actually even understand. So I feel like you're just going to be in the space of just kind of having enough, standing up for yourself, really, truly standing up for yourself, having self-respect, feeling very comfortable in your own skin with what you're providing for yourself. Your money's going to be good. Again, if it's not now, something's going to be happening here, Libra, where it is going to be good. And you're also just going to feel very tuned into what you need in a relationship, what you need in a job. If you're in a job and you're making really good money, but you feel like very unhappy in that work environment, this is you going in and saying, listen, we're not even having this conversation anymore. Something needs to change or something's got to go, kind of thing. External influence is the Eight of Pentacles. All right, so it's, you recognize that if you stay in this situation as it is, whether it's this job, whether it's this relationship, whatever situation you're in right now, you know that you're not going to be able to build. You're not going to be able to build, because the Eight of Pentacles is about building and cultivating and going to that next space. It's about gaining new skills. It's about honing your skills. It's about bringing yourself to that next fabulous level. And the thing, guys, if you've been watching me, you know I really value reversals, because it tells us what needs to be focused on, and we have free will. We are human beings. We're energetic beings, energetic, and we have the power to turn this right side up. So as long as you stay in this situation, you're going to have cement shoes on that's going to get in the way of you being able to bring yourself to that next level. You're just not going to feel motivated to even do the little things every day that we talked about in the Oracle. Because I feel like whatever energy you're dealing with, Libra, it's very all-consuming. It's very all-consuming. You're dealing with a very big energy here. You're dealing with a very big energy here for sure. So this idea is crossing you, this realization that you realize that if you stay in this, you're not going to be able to get to just, move into the next space. But you guys really, oh my goodness, your thoughts alone, when you're by yourself and you're thinking about everything, it all scares the living hell out of you. Look at the Hangman. In your fear, it shows me that you're afraid of the thinking, you're afraid of the evaluating, you're afraid to go in and deal with the discord. And Libra, I know you guys don't like confrontation and you don't like discord. You just want everyone to love each other and get along, and that is the beautiful thing. It's all about fairness for you, right? And you know things aren't fair, and you don't want to really, really look at that, and even in your moments alone. So you just want to make sure that you're not self-medicating here. You want to make sure that you're not doing any sort of unhealthy behavior to pull yourself out of the reality of needing to look at this. Just really understand, though, that if you're feeling this way, if you're feeling afraid of your thoughts, when you're alone and you start to feel a little overwhelmed with, I don't know, I'm going to wait for this, and then when that happens, I'm going to do this, but then what if that doesn't work out, and this, and then you're just like, oh my God, I have to turn this off, and you're just trying to numb yourself out. I feel like that's a fear of all the thinking. You're afraid of all the thinking, but don't be, my friend, because look what you have. Look what you have in your outcome, Nine of Pentacles. This is wish fulfillment. This is wish fulfillment. This is what you got. Nine of Pentacles is the outcome, and you have the World crowning. You guys are fine. Get out of your way. Really. Libra. I hope I don't offend anybody by saying that, because I'm usually not like that but this is, I have to tell you, the energy is coming across so strong for me here. I don't even need to clarify anything here, to be quite honest with you. I really don't. I think I'm just going to go to the relationship energies, because this is a beautiful outcome, but you have to just really understand that change is necessary. Change is necessary. And I feel like it's the Venusian energy being squeezed between Pluto and Saturn that's really making you feel this way as well. Like, it's, you know what, it's making you not be able to escape it. Really. All right. So let's see what's happening here. Those of you who came to the reading with the relationship on your heart, okay? So why don't we pull a few cards for those of you who are maybe in a no contact space? You're in a weird no contact space. Let's pull some energies for those of you in a weird no contact space, but you're still sharing each other's energy field. They're very loosey-goosey, but they don't want to fall out. What's happening here? Okay, I'll just pull. And now they all want to fall. Now they all want to fall. Where sometimes the cards, they have like their own consciousness, and they're like, I'll show her. Seduction. Palm tree. Soulmates. So for those Libras who are in no contact, well, they're your soulmate. They are part of your soul. You have a soul contract with them. Definitely lessons learned here. Palm tree is about stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. Seduction is about attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. Now, if you guys were in a solid relationship, the seduction card is really fun. But with you guys being in no contact, what this ends up telling me is this person is definitely your soulmate. It's a soul connection. But guys, listen, truth be told, there is, well, some of you have been watching me know, the difference between a soulmate and a red thread connection. A red thread connection is really what we want. It's that this invisible red thread that was tied to, you know, your ankle and then somebody else's ankle at birth. It's an old Chinese tale that makes a lot of sense to me, that I learned many, many years ago by a shaman I studied with, and it makes a whole lot of sense. With our red thread energies, we learn the lessons, but they're the ones that we end up with them in this lifetime, and we leave this lifetime together. Soulmates are people who we meet where we just need to learn a lot of lessons, you know, and they could last for a season, 10 seasons, 50 seasons, you know. It depends on, you know, how quick we ought to learn. So you definitely will be learning lessons here, but I feel like this person is very third-party interference. They're easily tempted, and I feel like there's somebody else in the story here. Then we have stability, security, permanence, growth, flexibility. I feel like this is what they're promising you, but you don't believe them. And you want to believe them because you're feeling very heavy about it. You know that you guys are soulmates. And you want this, you want it to work, you want it to work. You're not ready to look at this situation, take the lessons, and end it. Libra, I feel like many of you, if you're resonating with this, you're dealing with somebody who has an issue with like irresponsible flirting. You know, they've seen other people. There are other people involved here, but you have this strong connection to them. And you love them, and you really want it to work, and they're promising you that they're going to change, and that they could give you stability and growth and have this endurance with you. But you're so intuitive right now. It's like you know that they're not telling you the truth. So, yeah. Yes. Didn't even start. Okay. All right, well, that's not a shock. And then look what we have in the bottom of the deck energies is the Tower. Yeah. Okay, Libra. I mean, we got the Three of Swords. This is the card of pain. And it's a third-party situation. It doesn't have to be an actual third party, but it can just be a situation external to you guys that's creating a lot of pain within the relationship. In the reverse, it's about the truth coming out. Things are going to be happening very, very quickly, though. This truth is going to come in and out very quickly, very quickly. But you know, at the end of the day, temperance is not possible. And this is about meeting each other's needs. Being able, him, her, your partner, ex-partner, able to give you what you need, you being able to give them what they need. so that there could be a reciprocity and a healthy connection. And that's just not possible here. That's just not possible. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm so sorry, Libra. If those of you who are in no contact, if you were hoping to maybe have contact again, or maybe some of you are here looking for clarification, that thank God it's over. So for those of you, clarification has been given. Not a good thing for you. So now let's pull some energies for those of you who have been together in a relationship. Together in a relationship. Okay. Yeah. Talking. Cassette. Hand of cards. Ah, all right. These are nice. These are nice cards. Okay. Talking. Interested. Conversing more. Awaited message arrives. Text, call, email. Hovering. So I feel like for some of you who are coupled already, many of you maybe have been waiting for some news to come in regarding something that's going to make a difference in your relationship. So this can be maybe a project coming through or something like that. I don't know, court case being settled, some sort of insurance payout, some sort of something like that. But some sort of message is going to come in that's going to be bringing some news that's going to impact your relationship. Then we have cassette. This is outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events, playing events over in your head. All right. So this tells me that you guys are going to be fine. You guys are starting a new cycle together. We all are. So the cassette energy is about realizing that the way you guys have been doing things needs to change. You need to change things up to have a healthier, reciprocal relationship. That your needs are not all being met, their needs are not being met. Not in the way that it can. Nobody meets anybody's complete needs. It's ridiculous, right? And it's illogical to think that. But just in the most fundamental way. And I get that there's going to be a lot of talking and conversation about what you need, what they need. And you guys are just going to be going over how you've been doing things up to this point. You know, so that you can avoid these silly reciprocal, these arguments, the same arguments that go over and over. You know what I mean? Those hamster wheel arguments, and I see it ending, and you're trying to figure it out. Hand of cards is take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing your hand, gambling, Libra. Oh my gosh, this is the energy from the last reading. Not showing your hands means planning things in public. The hand in private. The hand of cards means. It's like that, shh, don't tell anybody energy. So I feel like you and your okay, you're resonating with this. I'm just going to say this. Some of you who are in relationships, you guys are trying to talk things through because you're sick of the hamster wheel of arguments, and you're going to try very hard to update the way you guys do the relationship. But Libra, I feel like a big part of you, it's just too damn late. I feel like you checked out on some level or another, even though you're not ready to totally leave. You're not ready to totally like say, okay, yeah, I'm in this 100% with you now. Because I do feel like you really want to make changes in your life. You're ready for this new path. You're shifting yourself. That is craziness that we got that. That is the exact same energy as I got for your last card. Being strategic, taking the chance, options, not showing your hand. Not showing your hand. Yeah. Libra, that is what I have for you. But Seven of Cups, this is just about you not having all of the answers right now, but they are coming to you. You are conflicted. Whether should I stay or should I go, I'm really not sure. It is creating a little bit of anxiety for you. But it is the truth. What is on your mind is your truth, is your truth, is your truth. You know your thinking is the truth. And you're just going to do what you have to do ultimately, but it's going to be a process. King of Swords is about the truth. And your truth. That's all that matters, right? All right, Libra, that is what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, guys, thanks again.